Adele is finally opening up about her relationship with sports agent Rich Paul on her CBS special Adele One Night Only, saying the relationship is the first time she has loved herself. The 2-hour special featured footage from a concert she gave at Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles, in front of a star-studded audience, and footage from Oprah Winfrey's wide-ranging interview with the 33-year-old singer. She revealed during the interview that they met at a birthday party, and has both hilarious and very smart. She added that she met him on the dance floor at the party, and when asked what drew her to him, she said, "Yeah, has just hilarious. Oh, has so funny. Yeah, and very smart," she said. "And I met him, and then a couple years later, we went out for dinner, which he says was a business meeting," Adele said with a laugh. Like, a business meeting about what? We wouldn't be having a meeting about business. And then it was just the first time we'd hung out only on our own, and not with other friends and stuff like that. So that was a very natural way. I think that's how people would normally meet each other, like, in real life," she added. She added it's quite incredible watching him do what he does. And just the easiness of it, and has making the relationship easy for her. When Oprah asked if Rich is getting a different Adele than others have gotten, the singer responded, "Yeah, but I mean, by arriving and turning up. You know, maybe I'm getting a different version of him, and who knows? It's just timing. It's just timing, but it'll be interesting to see what my reaction is like in general to anything that hurts me now that I feel so secure in myself," she added. Now that she's in a happy place with her life, Oprah asked if she thinks she'll be able to write new music in this place. "Well, I hope so. I hope so, you know," she said, as Oprah asked about the final track of her album, Love Is a Game, when she asked if she was getting better at the game of love. "Yeah, I think so, because I don't treat it like a game anymore. You know, that thing of like, you're gonna hurt me, so I'm gonna hurt you first. I certainly am not like that anymore," she said. The special begins with Oprah Winfrey introducing the special from the Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles. She's singing all the songs I know you want to hear, and new songs we've all been waiting 6 years for. And throughout the night, you'll see my conversation with Adele was so much fun. She's as real, as down-to-earth as we all believe she is, Oprah says. She introduces the 15-time Grammy-winning icon, as the singer comes out in a glamorous black dress before singing her hit song Hello, outside of the Griffith Observatory in front of an intimate audience. The audience gives her a standing ovation at the Griffith Observatory, before cutting to the first interview segment from Oprah's Rose Garden. "I don't really say hello anymore, because it's like a joke," Adele says. When Oprah mentions that she opened with hello, Adele says that she thinks she will always have to open with hello. "I think it'd be weird if it was, like, halfway through a set. You know? So yeah, I'm starting with it," she said, as Oprah mentions the music video for Hello has been viewed 3 billion times, which Adele wasn't aware of. "The song to me was the beginning of me trying to find myself, and I haven't figured out yet what it was that I had to do for that," she said of her hit song. "But when I wrote it, it was a real ode to, like, little me, older me. Like, all of these things, like, you know, so, it's just a song about like, I'm still here. You know, sort of like, hi, I'm still here. I still exist, like, you know, in every aspect of my life, Adele adds. Oprah adds that her new album 30 felt like she, literally opened up your soul, as Adele adds music is catharsis for her. You know, when I'm singing and when I'm writing, like. And I was kind of aware of that on the other albums, but this one, you know, a lot more. I felt it because everything was happening in real time. I was writing my album, you know, while I was going through everything. But I don't think as a person I have what my singing has, she said. I just think Terry's something I'm pulling from somewhere else. I don't have some, you know, something else from underneath. I don't know what it is. It's coming up through me, but it's not. I don't know how I access it. It's wild cause I don't think I'm that deep in real life, she said. Oprah mentions how she read something about giving herself permission to fall apart, and that's why people are so connected to her music. I think the reason I'm so brave to do it, you know, in my career so far was because, again, music helped me in any situations, and I would like to do, you know, the same for people that feel so alone when they're feeling something. To be reminded that they're not alone. And in terms of now, you know, there were moments when I was writing the record or I would listen back to something and be like, that might be a bit too private. That might be a bit too, you know, too about myself and stuff to put out, but nothing is as scary as what I've been through over the last 2-3 years behind closed doors, she said. It cuts back to her concert, as she gives a shout-out to Lizzo in the crowd, as we see other celebs such as Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, Seth Rogen, James Corden before singing her first news song of the night, Easy on Me, which earns her a standing ovation from the celebrity-filled audience including Leonardo DiCaprio. Adele then breaks into her Oscar-winning theme song for the 2012 James Bond film Skyfall, as we get a glimpse of more celebrities such as Donald Glover in attendance. The next interview segment follows Oprah asking about her all-consuming pain, and Adele says she was obsessed with a nuclear family because she didn't have one. You know, it's in all these movies and all these books, like, you know, and you grow up reading them like that's what it should be, like, you know. And I just from a very young age, just, you know, promised myself that when I had kids that would stay together, we would be that united family, she said, referencing her divorce from Simon Konecki. I tried for a really long time and then, I was just so disappointed for my son. I was so disappointed for myself. And I thought I was going to be the one that, you know, stopped doing those bloody patterns all the time, Adele added. When asked if 30 was her divorce album, she said she thinks she's divorcing myself. So, it's lonely, you know. I spent a lot of time on my own, really sitting in my feelings and not keeping myself busy. I used to always, if a feeling came up, I'd distract myself or I'd call a friend, and be like, do you want to go out? What do you want to do? She said. She added that she stopped drinking during her divorce, which she added was a great way of sort of getting to know yourself. She added she was fascinated with alcohol, because it took my dad from me. But you know, after once I realized that I had a lot of work to do on myself, yeah, I stopped drinking and I started working out lots and stuff like that to keep me sort of centered, she said. When asked if there was a particular moment when she knew the relationship wasn't working, she added, "I do remember one of my friends, we were answering these questions in this very bougie magazine. And it was something like, what's something that no one would ever know about you? And I just said it in front of 3 of my friends. I was like, I'm really not happy. I'm not living. I'm just plodding along." When I admitted to my own friends, who thought I was really happy, that actually I'm really unhappy, and they all gasped. Like, I feel like it was sort of from there that I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing it for? But I think it was just, by us getting married, us having our wedding. She added she was embarrassed that she could make their marriage work after just 3 years, adding she felt like she was disrespecting the sanctity of marriage by divorcing. Still, she thinks her ex-husband Simon probably saved my life, adding, he came at such a moment, where the stability that him and Angelo have given me, no one else would ever have been able to give me, especially at that time in my life. I was so young and I think I would have got a bit lost in all of it. And I think I could have easily gone down some dodgy paths, and sort of self-destructed from sort of like being so overwhelmed by all of it. And he came in and was stable. The most stable person I've ever had in my life up until that point. Even now I trust him with my life, she said. She added that she felt like Simon and their 9-year-old son Angelo were angels sent to me. That's how I feel. Oprah asked about a moment where her son, at 6 years old, asked her, "Why don't you love Daddy anymore?" Yeah, that was really hard as well, and trying to explain to, a 6-year-old at the time, obviously, that I do love him, I'm just not in love with him. Makes absolutely no sense to a 6-year-old. So there were so many answers I just couldn't give him cause there aren't any really. That he would understand, but he sees that I still love his dad, she said. Adele added they still live across the street from one another and sometimes they just talk when Angelo isn't there. Oprah asked how Simon feels about this album about their relationship and divorce coming out, as she added, he knows what kind of artist I am, and, that I have to dig deep and tell my stories. She then performed her second news song of the night, I Drink Wine, as the sun started to set over the Griffith Observatory. She reveals the next song is a golden oldie and it's the first time she's sung this song since everything went down, as she starts performing Someone Like You, which leads to a standing ovation from the crowd. The singer then breaks into another one of her classic tunes, When We Were Young, as photos from her childhood are projected over the Griffith Observatory. Adele jokes that her outfit is a bit like the movie Death Becomes Her, adding, Death becomes her. Sometimes I'm hell and sometimes I'm mad, She added that the event was the first time her son Angelo has seen her perform, adding, It's the absolute honor of my life, baby, to have you here tonight. And you look so beautiful, and so handsome and smart. Back to the interview segment, Oprah said that so many women will feel liberated because of her story, as Adele revealed she wanted to bring a happy version of myself to my son. I think it's as loving as doing that for the kids by leaving and, finding your own happiness so that they really know who you are. But I'm still not fully over it, of me choosing to dismantle my child's life for my own," Adele adds. She said the thought of it still makes me very uncomfortable and it makes her feel selfish, but she was ignoring herself for a long time. She added the new album 30 is dedicated to her son and she wanted him to hear her, talking madly deeply, about who I am and how I feel, like, you know. And I don't know if he'd ever be able to have that conversation with him in real life, so therefore he can go and listen to it. When asked if her son knows that she's Adele, she commented, "No, apart from the other day, he watched the Easy on Me video like countdown to when it premiered. And, he was like, there was, like, 150,000 people waiting, and, like, blah blah blah. And he was like, you had all these likes. And then he read the comments and then he was like, people really like you. Like, so Hess starting Adele tells the crowd that she has a big surprise for a lovely guy named Quentin, who Quentin has been with his girlfriend Ashley for 7 years. 7 years is, like, normally like, you know, you either say yes or you say no to, like, life together. 7-year itch. She's a chef, she's a vegan chef. She's always at work, but tonight Quentin told Ashley that they were having a date night and so we're going to make that date night really memorable, Adele told the crowd. So now, earlier today Ashley and Quentin were picked up in a car. And they came to this park, to Griffith Park, and at the bottom of the hill down there they've been having a beautiful picnic pretty much all day. Quentin told Ashley that Hess planned a small surprise to celebrate the fact that she just got her first big catering job, she added. She tells the crowd to be incredibly quiet or she'll kill them as Quentin brings Ashley out in front of the stage. Quentin brings his girlfriend Ashley onto the stage and takes her blindfold off as Quentin is on one knee for her and ultimately proposes to her. Who are these people? She says through tears as he finally proposes and the lights come up and Adele comes on stage, as Ashley is in shock, sitting between Lizzo and Melissa McCarthy. Adele says, "Thank God she said yes, 'cause I didn't know who I was going to have to sing this song to next, you or him. Oh, my God, look at her, she's so in shock." She starts singing "Make You Feel My Love" as Ashley keeps crying throughout the song, with Adele commenting between verses, "She's crying her eyes out." The next interview segment focuses on her 100-pound weight loss over 2 years, but she said it wasn't even about the weight. It was about my anxiety mainly. I had the most terrifying anxiety attacks after I left my marriage. They'd paralyze me completely and made me so confused because I wouldn't be able to have any control over my body, she said. But I knew that I was aware of it all happening. It was like I was still very much there while my whole body was just, like, on another planet. It felt like, you know. And I've always worked out a bit. You know, a couple times a week for my back. She started to realize that when she was with her trainer at the gym, she noticed that I didn't have any anxiety when I was with him at the gym. I was body positive then and am body positive now. But it's not my job to validate how people feel about their bodies. And I feel bad that, you know, it's made anyone feel horrible about themselves, but that's not my job and I can't. I'm trying to sort my own life out, she said. She added she doesn't care if she loses or gains weight, and her favorite place to be is lifting weights, adding that she has gotten up to 160 pounds on her deadlift, and it started at 10 pounds. She added that she's also a very good boxer and she has a left hook that could kill you. Back in the Rose Garden, they talk about her new song Hold On, which goes to some very dark places, and when asked what she held on to, she said her friends would always say hold on when she was going through her divorce. But it was just exhausting, trying to keep going with it. It's a process, you know, the process of a divorce, the process of, you know, being a single parent, the process of not seeing your child every single day wasn't really a plan that I had when I became a mom, the process of arriving for yourself every single day, turning up for yourself every single day and still running a home, running a business, she said. It's, you know, so many people know what I'm talking about and it can, you know, I feel like that as well. I juggle those things as well. And I felt like not doing it anymore, and also trying to, move forward, but, with intention, not just trying to get out of it for no reason. It made my feet hurt, walking through all of that concrete, she said. I never questioned whether I'd made a bad decision. I never ever did, which I'm very grateful for, that I never asked myself those questions. But it was just like maybe it would have been better had I just kept my mouth shut, you know, and carried on, she said, before it cuts back to Griffith Observatory as Adele sings Hold On for the first time in public. Back in the Rose Garden, Oprah asks what the deep wound from her past she's trying to heal, and she said it was her dad's absolute lack of presence. But you know, as I got older, I definitely understood that it was the alcohol. It wasn't a choice that he was necessarily making in himself that he didn't want to step up for me. But when you're little, you don't know that, she said. But yeah, when someone that you love so much, and the more that you feel like they don't love you, you love them even more. I was definitely always trying to fill that void. But at the same time, I would expect it to hurt at some point. So I would hurt them first. You know, not in a malicious way. It wasn't malicious, it was just like I had absolutely zero expectations of anybody, she said. She added that they ultimately made their peace before he died earlier this year, adding, when my dad died and we had our peace together, I felt that huge gaping hole fill, you know. She added she played him her new album over Zoom and they both cried and his favorites were all of my favorites, you know, which I thought was amazing and he wished that I had done what I had been doing for myself, you know, the journey. She added that her therapist suggested that she speak with her 7-year-old self, and asked what she found. A very sad little girl. She was sad but also, you know, she was willing. I said I wouldn't stay in there, she said. I'm sure I've got many more mountains to climb, that will come my way, and I'm sure I'll have another little, you know, swerve, you know, swerve out of the way for something and stuff like that, but I feel like he'll get better at it every time something comes up. Every time, she said. Back at the Griffith Observatory, Adele broke into her massive hit song Rolling in the Deep, which brought the crowd to their feet dancing. When asked what she really wants, Adele said she just wants peace of mind, adding, "I don't have to expect someone else to give me stability. I can also be stable for myself. Be a solid house that doesn't blow over in a storm." The final song of the night is the final track from her new album, Love Is a Game, as the special comes to an end. The English singer-songwriter is one of the biggest-selling music artists. Her haul includes 15 Grammy Awards, 9 Brit Awards, an Academy Award and a Golden Globe. Her groundbreaking album 21 is the biggest-selling album of the 21st century. She released the first single from her new album 30, Easy on Me, last week, ahead of the new album launching on November 19.